Well, here it is. There's the bad boy. Look at that. Looks normal at first. Until you're like, wait a minute, there's only 5. And they come across there. That's where I cut the neck down. That's where you can see one side's got binding, the other side doesn't. Boom. There's, it looks like janky freaking nut locker, but it works. There's the extra hole that I'll fill in later. It's fucking sick. So, let's say, this, you can see, so what I did, if you remember, I took this and then had to slide it over after I cut down the neck so that it centered this string right here. And the strings would meet the nut. So what it did, and then I cut that off. So what it did is I only have one lock in this. So it's, yeah, it does stick out just a little bit. I mean, there's really, I don't know any other choice to do it. But I grind that down and then got it. So this one locks the one string, and these two, then the strings channel back through their normal channels, even though they're a tiny bit wider at the top, and lock that down. And then I shaped a new nut. I miscut this one right there. Had to refill it with some bone dust and some super glue and get it over just a little bit. That's kind of tough, getting the action just right. I kind of have a little guide. This is a pretty thick pick, and it seems like if you put it under here and you just get a little bit of a touch, that's a good height for the nut. So I just keep grinding that down. You've seen these tools before. This is a little set of files that you can get online for pretty cheap, and it's got each different string. You can just kind of file it down. Use this saw right here to cut it out. So I put it back, and then back here, so I put it back together, and right away it didn't play off the bat as good as that guitar did. So right away it was like the action was kind of high, and it was kind of had a rattle to it. I was like, wow, man. But the more I kind of worked on it, it got better. And now it's good. You know, I don't know if it's good because it's better than it was before, or if it's good because it's actually really good. I'm gonna have to, plug it in and play it a little bit. I just put it together and tried to get the action down. One strange thing is that these Floyd Rose adjust. See, I got it really good right now. I got the action pretty good. These Floyd Rose things, they adjust right here. Right there and there, you can raise or lower that bridge. And for some reason, I set it back in where it was before, where the action was really good. But now I had to lower it like 2 turns each side, 2 full turns to get it down right, which didn't make really any sense to me because the strings should be pretty much where they were when I took it off. So I was worried that the neck might have been bowing up a little bit, but it's not. The neck's holding. The neck's holding good. And they lock, you can see they flow right off of that nut, and they flow right down on top of that thing. They lock it down, so there's no extra tension being put on anything from there. The other weird thing I have is I have a it's hard to tell right now. There's a rattle, and I can't really tell where it's coming from. It seems like it's coming from the Floyd Rose back in here somewhere. Because if I hold that down, it kind of stops it, which doesn't make any sense. Because I was like, man, looking, do I have any extra parts? Did I forget, like, maybe like a little washer or something underneath these studs here? So I don't know, and I don't know if it's going to show up on through an amp or not, or how much it's going to end up bothering me. But there it is. You can see this. You can see how these got slid over. I mean, it really is kind of inconsequential until you look at it, and you can see this 5th one here slides back over there, and then I had to recut and repin the fronts You know, and even though if you took off this plate, they'd all move kind of freely because I chipped out where those where the slots were. But when you crank them back down uniform, they haven't moved a single bit. You know, and they're under tension for a while. So, and they're coming off the bridge in a pretty nice spot. So everything's good, and everything's good. And it did start playing better the more I just kind of fine-tuned it. So we'll see. But there it is. Sick. Excited about playing it though. Finally get a whammy bar.